Hello, it's me. I know it's been about a month-ish with no content. At least, you know, like newly produced content, newly shot content. I had some technical difficulties. I think I spoke about them at some point. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. I have bad memory. But I wanted to do something a little bit different and do a solo Let's Play with the webcam. I kind of want to do things a little bit differently, even just outside of the webcam for this one, and this isn't indicative of like a overall larger change in the stuff I want to do. It's just mainly to try something new. Is I want to maybe do all of Knights of the Old Republic, because this is a really great game that I totally love, and I would like to maybe cover certain topics within every one of these, you know, as becomes appropriate in episodes. So cover something that's, you know, an important topic that's interesting to me, that's kind of in line with the original reason why I started producing any of these videos at all, and also just, you know, walk you guys through some like a super dope game that I really loved when I was playing it for the first time. So let's get into this now. I did try to do this about a month ago, so if I don't seem like overly jazzed about one thing or another as it's going on, it might just be because I've done it like a bunch of times already. Oh man, I kind of love this. Dude's weird. This is just very weird to me. But yeah, if I don't seem overly thrilled for one reason or another, it's because of that. So, but yeah, this is Knights of the Old Republic 1. It is a fantastic game. It is kind of the game that allowed for the existence of Dragon Age and, more importantly, Mass Effect, and pretty much made BioWare what they are no longer today, which is good. BioWare, you know, is a hugely famous developer for RPG games, you know, American RPGs, and I think intelligence is force power. Yeah, well, wisdom is. Yeah, I think let's go through now. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a hugely important game for BioWare. It kind of set the standard for a lot of Western RPGs, that they could be at a quality level that keeps up with like the Final Fantasies of the world and the Personas. And it was a fantastic game that I was like super duper into. Made BioWare unbelievably successful until they totally shot themselves in the foot by selling out to EA and then making terrible games like Mass Effect Andromeda and the Dragon Age game that has like literally no development done on it, and that got announced like a year early. But yeah, I loved this game. It's got a pretty decent story, and I don't know how much of this is gonna be still good even apologies, I just ate Chipotle. I don't know how much of this is going to remain quality as I play through it again, but I do hope to at least, you know, be able to enjoy it as much as I did when I first started playing. So yeah, usually this random name, Jago Mothma. Okay, this can usually give you some funny ones. I think I had like. I think literally I had Juan Venus at one point. I had like Seth Polo, I think. I'm just curious what they'll give me this time. Owen Lankard. Bran Chan, that would have been okay. If they don't give me something good, I kind of like Landier Mothma. I'll just make one. Nildel, or Nildel. Pitch Santil. Come on, give me something. Give me some guy. Oh, there's a tailor, and I totally skipped over it. How many Tannas do they want me to get? Tana Mongu? Tail Bell. It kind of reminds me of Taco Bell, so I guess we can go with this. Yeah, and I think that's it, so... Yeah, forewarning, this game, it doesn't... The Steam client for this game is horrendous. It's truly awful. There are game-breaking bugs throughout the entire thing. It's difficult to get it to even play at the resolution that you'd like. It looks horrible in widescreen. There are multiple things visually, so I think for this, like, there's a setting you can set called, like, for frame blending. You can see, like, as the text is moving up, there's some distortion. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the capture, but there's some distortion around the text as it moves up. I know that that's responsible for some game-breaking bugs, so that had to be turned off. But, like, I think the in-game graphics still look pretty good, so, yeah, I absolutely adore this game, though. This was the first game that I stayed up and played for, like, an entire night. No sleep, no eating, and I just remember being, like, totally enthralled with how the plot, you know, just all the characters and the customization and everything that you could do. And I remember, like, I think I literally face planted into a bowl of spaghetti at Millennium Mall after playing this game for like 100 hours and going on and on and on to my dad in our Honda, my mom's Honda Odyssey, about all the different characters and all this cool stuff that's in Star Wars that I didn't like know about at the time, and it was just really great. So yeah, lots of really fond memories about this game. I think, and even more importantly to now, they're actually going to do the next trilogy of movies on this, I believe, and recanonize it, so that's exciting. What's not exciting is that the fucking Game of Thrones people are doing it, so they can season 8 the entire thing, and we'll have 3 bad Star Wars trilogies. I can't ever get over how, like, the dude's chest looks in those things. They look like man titties.
By a Sith battle fleet. The Endar Spire is under attack. Hurry up, we don't have much time.
He looks incredulous. Who are you? The Endar Spire?
Did you fall out of your bunk and hit your head?
No, I just started playing.
The Endar Spire is the ship we're stationed on. This ship. You probably don't even know who I am, do you?
You're the guy from the character creation menu that I passed.
I'm your bunkmate here on the Endar Spire.
Oh.
We work opposite ships. I guess that's
you
why
guys
you
just
haven't
look
seen
alike.
me before. Now hurry up. We have to find Bastila. We have to make sure she makes it off the ship alive.
Do we? Do we have to do that? Who's Bastila?
Bastila is the commanding officer on the Endar Spire. Well, not an officer, really, but she's the one in charge of this mission.
His
one of our primary duties is to guarantee her survival.
if you look at
in the event of an
his
enemy attack. You swore an oath just like everyone else
eyelids,
on this
his
mission.
right
Now
eyelid
it's time
is
to
like
make good on that
clipping or
oath.
something
I heard
totally
what everyone was
weird.
saying
I don't
about
really
you.
know what's going
You
on.
explored the farthest reaches of the galaxy. You visited
It looks like they
planets I've
couldn't
never
like
even heard of.
actually
People with
texture
your
the
skills and
eyelids, so
abilities
they're
are
just
hard to
this
find.
geometry
It's no
that
wonder
kind
the
of like
Republic
sits
recruited you for
inside
this
of the
mission.
heads.
But now's the
It
time
looks
to prove
really
yourself.
weird.
I know you're a scout and not a soldier, but Bastila needs all troops at her side during this attack.
Okay, let's go to
Hurry up and
Bastila.
grab your gear. You need to suit up.
Blah, blah, blah. Yes, I know how to do this. Journal entry added. Alright, and I'm going... Okay, cool. So yeah, my stuff is persistent. Sweet. So one bad thing about this game on PC is that they give you tank controls when you start, which basically means that left and right turn the camera versus using the mouse, and you can't walk left and right. So it's no bueno. I gotta put on my stuff. There's also this weird thing where, for whatever reason, they can run this game at like a higher resolution than they can show menus for it. So there's this overlay which I didn't do, this whole like gray overlay and everything, that just exists in the game. So
Okay, let's move out. We should stick together. You'll have more success with a party than on your own.
I'll have more success at the party than on my own? You must not know me very well. Oh my god. Yeah, cool.
Because of the attack, this room is in lockdown. But don't worry, I've got the override codes. You'll have to use me to unlock the door.
I'll have to place you into the door. Use your head as the key. Yeah, whatever. I know. Just Star Wars it. Do whatever you gotta do. We're gonna switch to you. It's another good thing about this game. You can play as all the different characters. Which is, I think, something that... And then switch back to Taco Bell. Something that they kind of dropped going forward.
Overrun our position. We can't hold out long against their firepower. All hands to the bridge.
It's Caden Alenko
contacting us on our portable communicators. He's one of the Republic's best pilots. He's seen more combat than the rest of the Endar Spire's crew put together.
And I'm 95. I didn't do shit for the first 90.
You have to get to the bridge to help defend Bastila. There's a map of the Endar Spire and a copy of Karth's message in your electronic journal, just in case we get separated.
All right. Well, what is a journal? Who are you? And how do I get my eyebrows to stop wigging out here? I'm like freaking Tourette's face. Let's do this.
That door's locked, and I don't have the codes to open it. You'll have to use your security skill on it if we want to get past.
What is security? Also, my texture is wrapped in the front, and that's not good. So just click it, click that.
Got it.
See, there is lots of stuff that they laid out in this game that they either... It's interesting because they started with this game, which is, you know, their first big hit, Knights of the Republic, and maybe perhaps their first game. I don't know the specific lineage of BioWare that well, or that specifically, but basically this game split between Mass Effect, which continued the Star Wars-esque theme, like the space fighting theme, and I think the abilities have like low accuracy. I don't know if I need to use the med pack yet, friendo. Oh my god, yeah. So one challenging bug that this game has is that it has this problem where, especially in the beginning on the Endar Spire, if you sometimes randomly, which is like the worst thing you're ever gonna hear, sometimes randomly during like a combat engagement or when you fight somebody, you will just lose the ability to walk around. You know, one of those bugs that they didn't think to look at or consider when you know, building a game where all you do is that. God, get the fuck back here. Thank you. But yeah, loads of games. This is a horrible port, by the way. They'll probably, if the rumors about them, the D.B. Weiss and David Benioff, the Game of Thrones people, doing Star Wars are true, they will absolutely re-release this game and try to bump up the textures and whatever. So wait for that, because this version sucks, like, completely. Oh, no! I love how they just decided, like, vibro blades as well, because they're like, well, we want them to fight close up, but we don't want everybody to be a Jedi, so I guess everyone in the galaxy carries swords? Like, literal swords still? I don't know. Yeah. The other cool thing, which is to the point of what I was saying about how it's split between Mass Effect and Dragon Age, is that you can always pause in this game, but you can't really do that in the future games. You can't pause Mass Effect really. In the first one, I think you could have, but that was something that they had always kept present with Dragon Age, which maintained more of the RPG elements, and Mass Effect was more like, as far as narrative goes, similar. If I actually get killed here, I'm gonna be upset. Just stab him, dude. Okay, well, I guess you lost your nerve. But yeah, both games, different games in both series are good. Both games in both series are bad as well. though I'm sure all the Dragon Age fan people will never admit that any of those games aren't so wonderful. But yeah, this game is a memory of when BioWare used to make really like engaging content, and I know it looks dated probably to a lot of people, but this was the reason why we have Mass Effect and all these other brilliant RPGs at the time.
It's a Dark Jedi. This fight is too much for us. We gotta stay back. All we do
A
is
Dark
get in the way.
Jedi. We don't have another word for that, do we? No? Okay. Dark Jedi.
That was one of
It's
the
a loud
Jedi
scream
accompanying
for an
Bastila.
explosion death, huh?
Damn, we could have used her help.
We could have used her help. Help! Help! Oh, please. I was like, please don't lock me. But yeah, it's also cool that they had like these like sword fighting animations and all these interesting things. Did he just like pop some kind of bullshit, like a healing item or something? That's what it looked like. Sweet. But yeah, one thing I do want to do with this series, more so than just kind of walk through a game and than anything else, is cover some other topics too, because yeah, this is the bridge. I always forget that this is like that I'm supposed to be going here because I barely ever pay any attention to anything that's going on. I think those soldiers over there are supposed to get killed. Please, just get flurried. Just stab him. You don't have to duel him. Just stab him in the back. You have a sword.
Bastila's not here on the...
I think healing, leveling up puts your health back to 100 though, as well. Oh, I guess we aggroed the enemies and then these guys just died after the cutscene. But yeah, I wanted to do something where I could speak more to different things that like different opinions and stuff that I have, different beliefs that I have, because it's kind of within the original security repair. It's kind of hard to like do both things at once sometimes, so maybe this isn't even the best game to do this on. Awareness is good. Feats. Dual wielding sucks, by the way. If you ever want to play this game, don't do that. What can I get? This? Okay. Cool. It was kind of in line with the original idea for doing all these videos, is that I wanted to have some kind of repository if anything ever happened to me or somebody else, or yeah, damn those Dark Jedis. You're so brave. All right, peace. I'm leaving you. Yeah, that was the way. Okay, I assumed it was this door. I wanted to have like a repository of memories and experiences and things if something happens to me or somebody else, and the ability to store that. And the principal reasoning for that is
No, I can't wait for you much longer. You have to get to the escape pods.
you have to get to the escape pods. You have to. I have to keep pulling my arm in front of my face weirdly. And then like their response is like just literally like, no, I don't have Tourette's. Why would you even ask? Oh, this is a gem right here. I know I'm going off track, but listen to this. This must have been done at the, 100th hour over here.
First, make sure you have a stealth field generator equipped on your belt. You can't use your stealth skill without one.
Use the mouse and click on the stealth button to activate it.
It wasn't the same voice actor.
The generator will wrap you in a cloaking effect so you can sneak.
They realized in post, they probably focus tested this and they were like, no one knew how to use the stealth thing, so they just did that. I wonder if that was in the original version. It probably is. But yeah, I wanted to have like a repository of memories, you know, and, you know, good things that I can remember about, you know, times with friends, and also just for anybody that watches these later, what I thought of, you know, recording kind of my life at the time. The chief reasoning is that my uncle, Gene, passed away about 3 months ago, and I tend to watch Let's Plays because I like this feeling of hanging out. I know people who don't really like watch them or have any interest in video games, they probably don't understand this, but there's a sensation, I think, when you watch videos like this, that you are with whoever is in the video, or you understand them, or you know them in some concept. And we didn't really have, most people don't record anything like this for their own sake, or for some kind of like deeper concept of their mortality, or one thing or the other thing, blah, 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 blah. But I thought, well, if anything would happen to me or my friends or people I care about, I would sure love to have something like a Let's Play, so that I can always have something I can think of them and remember them by. So I don't want to get too like morose with it, but that's, if anyone wonders why like I even do these, that's the reason. So leave that droid alone. It's a Big Green reference. Computer slicing. Yes. Oh, I gotta collect more spikes. I think there's spikes in the footlocker. Yes. So you can get both. You can activate the droid, or you can just blow them up. Sweet. And then this just kills everybody, I think. But yeah, you'd get wrecked if you went in that room. But yeah, I just, you know, I want to, you know, have time for topics and different things that are significant to me, because it is significant that I, you know, don't just like sound like an idiot 24/7 while I do this. And actually like discuss things that are pertinent and interesting.
Come on, we can hide out on the planet below.
Yeah, I guess I could hide there.
I'm a soldier with the Republic, like you. We're the last 2 crew members left in the Endar Spire. Bastila's escape pod's already gone, so there's no reason for us to stick around here and get shot by the Sith. Now, come on, there'll be time for questions later.
It seems like there's a lot of them there with just me and you and everything. Yeah, great. But yeah, I just, so, you know, whenever it becomes appropriate, I think I'll just bring up like a topic of the day or something, and just kind of, you know, just talk about things that are pertinent one way or the other. Because this game can be so dialogue heavy that it's not always like good to just go at it right from the beginning. Oh, poor not Mace Windu. Not that many people had yellow lightsabers, I think, in the actual show. It was just that Plo Koon, I think, had one. An orange-headed dude. This guy in his vaguely Han Solo beginning gear outfit.
Good to see you up instead of thrashing about.
Everybody's like vaguely something in this game.
I was wondering if you were ever gonna wake up. I'm Karth, one of the Republic soldiers from the Endar Spire. I was with you in the escape pod. Do you remember?
Do I? Right, I'm Taco Bell. How did we get here?
Slipping in and out of consciousness for a couple of days now, so I imagine you're pretty confused about things. But try not to worry. We're safe. At least for the moment.
I also forgot that, they have like the dramatic Star Wars swelling music, and they didn't always mix the vocals to go over it, so...
By the time the Sith arrived on the scene, we were long gone.
Yeah, the Sith.
You don't have to thank me. I've never abandoned anyone.
They didn't always like mix it correctly, so that's not me, if you're wondering.
I'm gonna need your help. Terrace Terrace is under Sith control. Their fleet is orbiting the planet, they've declared martial law, and they've imposed a planet-wide quarantine. But I've been in worse spots. I saw on your service records that you understand a remarkable number of alien languages. That's pretty rare.
AKA, we didn't feel like actually making people learn alien languages to use this game, so...
The Sith blockade to help us. If we're gonna find Bastila and get off this planet, we can't rely on anybody but ourselves.
And Bastila. Wait. No, just us.
That smack to your head did more damage than I thought. Bastila's a Jedi. She was with the strike team that killed Darth Revan, Malak's Sith master.
Darth Ravlin.
The key to the whole Republic war effort. The Sith must have found out that she was on the Endar Spire and set an ambush for us in this system. I believe Bastila was on one of the escape pods that crashed down here in Terrace. For the sake of the Republic war effort, we have to try and find her.
Oh, boo-ba-doo-ba-doo.
Bastila is no ordinary Jedi. She has a rare gift the Jedi call battle meditation. Bastila's power can influence entire armies. Through the Force, Bastila can inspire her allies with confidence and make her enemies lose their will to fight. Often that's all it takes to tip the balance in a battle. Of course there are limits to what she can do, but from what I understand of her ability, it requires great concentration and focus to maintain her battle meditation. The attack on the Endar Spire happened so fast she never had a chance to use her battle meditation. Like us, she barely got out alive.
Yes, yes. Blah, blah, blah.
Bastila's gonna need our help. Many of Darth Malak's followers can use the dark side of the Force, and the Sith have already killed more than their share of Jedi in this war. Nobody will be looking for a couple of common soldiers like us, and if we're careful, we can move about the planet without attracting notice. A luxury Bastila won't have. She's gonna have half the Sith fleet looking for her. They know how important she is to the war effort. The whole planet is under quarantine. No ships can land or take off. So, if Bastila's gonna escape Terrace, she's gonna need our help, and we'll probably need hers.
Alright, so yeah, I get you.
While you were out, I did some scouting around. There are reports of a couple escape pods crashing down into the Undercity. It's probably a good place to start. But the Undercity's a dangerous place. We don't want to go there unprepared, and it won't do Bastila any good if we go and get ourselves killed. Good idea. We can use this abandoned apartment as a base. We could probably get some equipment.
Did they crash land into the abandoned apartment?
Just remember to keep a low profile. I've heard some grim stories about the Dark Jedi interrogation techniques. They say the Force can do terrible things to a mind. It can wipe away your memories and destroy your very identity. But I figure if we don't do anything stupid, we should be okay. And after all, they're looking for Bastila, not a couple of grunts like us. All right, soldier, let's move out.
Alright, soldier. This line wasn't forced at all. But yeah, I did want to, talk about different things that I thought were important, and debating which one I want to talk about for this one. Since this is the first time you're leaving, you're gonna have to take Karth. Did I just forget his ass before? I don't even remember. I think I literally did.
This is a raid.
It doesn't even sound that good. Damn, you shot Bompa.
That's how we Sith deal with smart-mouth aliens. Now the rest of you, get up against the wall.
Now the rest of you, get up against the wall before I lose my temper again.
They're Republic fugitives! Attack!
How did he know? I guess this is Republic? Vaguely Han Solo? I don't know. Anyways, I had one of these, so cheers. There you go. Gracias, senor from space. And this guy's like, oh, what up? Have you heard about shield generators? Pleased to meet you. My name is Taco Bell. Yeah, whatever, cool. But yeah,
No problem.
let's get into this. This lady just, you break into her house and she
Who are you?
gives
What
you
are
a side
doing in
quest.
here? You can't just come barging
You
into
can't just
someone's
come
home.
barging in here.
That's no excuse. You can't just go around barging into people's apartments.
Barging
because
into
you're
people's
curious.
apartments.
But at least you're more polite than that pig Holden.
What kind of person like starts up with a conversation when somebody like breaks into their house and is just like, oh, sorry. Anyways, y'all want to chill?
Just one of Darvik's men who can't keep his hands to himself. But all he got for his trouble was a nasty scar from my vibroblade. Too bad I'm the one still paying the price.
This girl is like, she's got an addiction to Stockholm Syndrome, man. She would not do well in a hostage situation. Ugh.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm in enough trouble already. Besides, I don't know if I can trust you.
I mean, come on, I didn't even have to use my persuade stats to start talking to you after I broke into your house and just decided to strike up a chat about your personal issues.
Well, I suppose you seem like an all-right sort. When I cut Holden, it made him back off, but it also embarrassed him in front of his friends. Holden's a spiteful little hut slug. He went and put out a bounty on my head for what I did. That's why I'm hiding out here.
It sounds like weirdly sexual, doesn't it? Ugh. He's a spiteful little hut slug. Maybe it's because it sounds like slut. I don't know. And she's got like an Englishy accent. I don't know. And the delivery is poor, so it's all like 3 things in line with pornography, I assume. Is there anything I can do to help?
I doubt it. Holden is one of Darvik's men. When you work for the local crime lord, the authorities tend to turn a blind eye. You could try, I guess. He usually hangs out at the cantina in the lower city. It probably won't do it. That's one of the fringe benefits of being a goon for Darvik. Working for the local crime lord. Goodbye and good luck. I hope you can talk some sense into...
Alright, I'll be sure to never close the front door after I broke in here. Also, if you have any crates, I'd be stealing your medicinal values and weapons, so... just FYI. Beep beep boop to you too. I think it's like kind of the same deal with all these other ones. You just break in. Sometimes they're like, no. This doesn't give you dark side points, weirdly. I guess they just think that looting is like the right of every main character that has no like alignment. Yeah. So this is another guy. I don't know. I think Corn is the dude's race, so he's not even important enough to have a name.
Got it.
Got it. And this guy talks from You could play as these guys in Star Wars Galaxies. That was a really fun MMO. That was really sandboxy. Surprisingly for its time. But yeah, I think the topic that I want to cover today is relationships. And I think, like, for me, it's something that I've learned a lot about in the last year and a half. And I don't really, we're looking for Bachelor, right? I think we go here. Oh yeah. Hold the phone, guys. Cart's got drama he wants to talk about. It's like that meme where they're like, are you mad, babe? No. And Cart's just like, I just think it's funny that... Oh, God. It's not about you. Whatever.
Well, I've been a star pilot for the
He
Republic
just
for
wants to
years.
know that you care, Taco Bell.
I fought in the Mandalorian Wars before all this started. But with all that, I've never experienced anything like this one.
Just pretend that you're listening and use your peripheral vision
My
to
home world
look
was
at
one of the first
Facebook.
planets to fall to Malak's fleet. The Sith bombed it into submission, and there wasn't a damn thing our Republic forces could do to stop them.
Dark side of the Force. Something dark side.
It shouldn't be my fault. I did
You know
everything
how
I
many
could.
bad boyfriends there would be if you could have dialogue trees? Like people would just start hitting one like all the time. Because it's the safe option.
That's not what I mean. I'm sorry, I'm not making much sense. You probably mean well with your questions. I'm just not accustomed to talking about my past.
I actually don't mean it. I don't actually know at all what I mean with my questions.
My mind focused on the business at hand. So let's just do that. If you have more questions, ask them later.
I'm gonna turn around and he's gonna start grinning and he's gonna be like, he really does like me. Oh my goodness. But yeah, to that point, You know, I've been living with Gwen for about a year and a half, and
Hello there.
I think this is just a shop. She's got blue lipstick, by the way.
Good day.
I can't get anything yet. But yeah, I've been living with Gwen for about a year and a half, and I've learned a lot about how I feel about relationships, and I think anything that I impart in this should be looked at under the lens of I didn't really start dating, like living with somebody, serious dating, until I got, until fairly recently, and I'm gonna have to kill these guys real quick.
Davik says you missed your last payment.
I think you just missed your last chance to save yourself. Just throw a grenade into this field and hope it doesn't kill the people I care about. I gotta save those. Lights on points. No force lightning for you.
How'd you like that?
Yeah, I didn't even hit him.
I owe you my life. Those bounty hunters are going to take me away and kill me. My wife warned me not to take a loan from Davik.
Okay, music. It's over.
It's not good to owe a crime lord money.
It's just like so scary. It's not good to owe a crime lord money. The music swells. Oh yes.
You already helped me by saving me from those bounty hunters, so unless you have a spare
I thought it was
100
gonna swell
credits
again.
to give me so I can pay off Davik, there's nothing else you can do.
You're giving him
Now I can pay.
Look at all the light side points I got. Quick path to healing abilities. Oh joy. I think they're actually better than the force lightning, to be honest. But yeah, you get, I ended up learning a lot, and all of this you should look at, I guess, through the lens of somebody who really only started dating in their late 20s, and the reason, or mid 20s, I suppose, and the reason is I think struggled for a while. I'm sure I'm gonna get talked to now. I struggled for a while to basically just be okay being myself, and I think that there's also a bug here where they accidentally give you the Sith armor super early. I think that when I was, in high school or young and doing whatever, I didn't really feel comfortable being myself. I had a lot of, I was desired, I think, and I was fairly good looking, and there were plenty of girls that were interested. I just didn't necessarily feel like I wanted to, I could open up to anybody because I'm a geek, like, playing this, obviously. And I just never felt like okay about it. I think I get attacked over here too.
What is this planet coming to, huh? Slummy's just walking around the upper city.
Slummers.
The law says you belong, Slummy.
Slummer?
Yeah, like
Well,
you
that's
said,
rich.
These streets are for upper city citizens. You better get out of the way if you know what's good for you.
I must have had fun recording that.
Come on, fellas. This
Force control other people's decisions. Love it. But yeah, I didn't always feel like, I think, comfortable being myself in a lot of situations. And what it prevented me from opening up to anybody, which prevented me from wanting to date anybody, because I always felt that, like, if somebody really got to know me, they wouldn't be interested. And I think a lot of people probably feel that way when they're younger. I think I can break in here? I don't know. No, maybe not. Let me see.
This elevator is off limits. Only it's obvious from the way. If you were supposed to have them, I'm not here to give.
Cool. Gonna look for Sith clothes. And I think for a lot of people that's an issue where you don't really feel like that great about yourself, and you want to find somebody, but you're not comfortable. And it took me probably into my mid-20s, a good probably 6 years after high school to just be okay being myself. And I was sexually active during that time, like in between. Like I'd go to bars and hook up, and you know, there'd be like friends of friends that would kind of pass through, and you'd have your time, and then that would be that. And but I never, like, because I had such issues, I think, with trying to make peace with who I am, or who I was relevant to being a geek as well. It was just really tough for me to open up to anybody. And, you know, eventually, after kind of with the help of my friends, you know, coming to the realization that, you know, I could just be myself and things could be okay. My new friends, I've gone through tons of people at this point.
You mean?
I think I just give him money too.
Thank.
Good. Largo.
What? I don't think I've been.
I think I probably have to come back to him. You know, I was able to feel back to the topic. It's very hard sometimes when the dialogue keeps breaking everything up. I was able to feel comfortable, and then Gwen kind of just stumbled into my life about, you know, I guess about 2 years ago. We'd known each other for a while before that, but we'd kind of ran in different circles, and then she kind of found her way back to me and my friends. And a friend of mine told me that we were, I think this is how I get it.
Just move along. There's nothing to see here. Where
Except
did you hide those
whatever is
uniforms?
convenient.
Did you sell them to the Teresian underground? Start talking. I want answers. You're a little too curious.
I know all about Sith interrogations. This isn't going.
Time to get XP, buddy.
Just stay out of this if you know what's. What was that? Time to teach.
Cool. But yeah, I think we'll be fine. But yeah, I just, you know, Gwen kind of came into my life about the same time, or about, you know, as I described, through a friend of mine who let me know that she was interested in me. And you would never know this if you knew Gwen, because she's extremely quiet, and I never got any signals, but I kind of just I knew that. And I think for dating advice to anybody else, this is where you get the uniform. What? Okay, yeah, I just get them from the bodies. A good word of advice for anybody that wants to have more romantic success would be to have somebody on the inside who can let you know who likes you and who doesn't. 'Cause there's really no point in chasing around people who don't have any kind of interest in you. But yeah, I found out about Gwen and that she had, you know, feelings for me, and I literally just hit her up, and the rest was kind of history. And very quickly we moved in together, and I just never wanted her to be like away. I just loved spending time with her from the beginning, and it's been pretty good for the last year and a half. So I think because that experience is a little unique. What up, child?
You ain't supposed to be here. This ain't your home.
It ain't my home. Are you sure it ain't? Well, thanks for your medicinals and money. I'll be leaving. I think because my experience is a little bit different than probably a lot of other people's experience, I have a different. I was able to kind of like come to some maturity points earlier than other people were, because I waited so long. And even still, I'm sure, you know, I know, and many people know, tons of people that seem like, you know, they've dated over and over and over, and they just keep, you know, being with the wrong people, or being super immature, or, you know, making all these mistakes. So I think if I could say anything about being in a relationship, there's like one thing that's super important, is that you should never, ever, at all costs, avoid the ability for both people to resent each other. I know I have to go this way, but I'm just going to check if the Sith outfit allows me to do anything else over here. Please, God, if you ever date somebody that you actually care about, which is the other thing. Don't be a fuckboy and just date people because it's fun or whatever. Who's this?
Don't worry. If I hear anything, you Sith will be the first to know. Or...
Okay, I guess.
The Sith governor said I could keep this medical facility
Open.
No problem. Got it.
Cool. What the heck?
What are you doing? Don't go in there. That door is for employees only. The Sith governor said I could keep this medical facility open. I have the proper permits. Please, I don't want any trouble.
Well, I just wanted to go in and look at your bodies. I wonder if I can come back in here as the regular dude now. Cool. I don't know what that means. But yeah, please God, do not allow any resentment to build between you and the person that you care about, because resentment in all forms, for all relationships, whether that be, you know, girlfriend, fiance, spouse, boyfriend, regular, just friends in your life, resentment kills everything. It's resentment, I think, in my mind, is just basically when you are angry about something and you just let it sit, right? You don't talk to anybody about it.
Oh, hello there. What can I do for you? Would you like to... Of course.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anything unique. Oh, I could probably go into this Sith place over here too. I don't know if I have to be over there yet. It might just be better to go down here, because I think that's kind of a high level area. But yeah, you don't ever want... The way that resentment goes is that you will... If you allow yourself to be angry or upset about something for long and you don't talk about it with the person that offended you and you don't work out those differences, then you're just going to be... It's just going to sit in your head and you're going to start inventing like narrative to the whole thing. And you don't ever want that to happen with the person that you care about the most and your significant, relevant person, because especially if it's the example of like a romantic interest, you're going to be spending more time with that person, or at least you hope to spend more time with that person than like literally anybody else. So, you should, in a good relationship, the person that is like the offender in that, and luckily that's been the case for me, so maybe that's just indicative that I am in a good relationship. And again, maybe the offender is not like the best word, because... Is it the droid? No? Maybe the offender is not like the best word because it implies that like these things aren't like two-way streets. But I would say that the person that you're with should be the person, because they want to be with you more than anybody. Should be the person that is willing to work with you the most and listen and, be responsive to things or what have you, well, I don't even know what level I'm at, but, I don't care about these. What does I don't care about dual wield. I could add this. Cool. Sweet.
Listen to me, people. There is a terrible scourge sweeping our planet.
Dude, that's literally Magneto's voice. Yes, Karth, it's to the point of you have to pay attention to what your spouse wants, you know what I mean? Karth is in a mood, he wants to talk about something, and I just, even though I'm wearing a full suit of Sith armor and I probably can't even see Karth, I have to be attuned to what he's feeling, and I should be sensitive to it. So, see what he's doing.
What's on your mind? I guess I did say you could ask me questions later, didn't I? Is this really necessary?
I mean, it's only been like 10 minutes.
No, I don't have a problem with it. Go ahead and interrogate me.
Ooh. All these little things.
All my secrets are purely of the mundane variety, unfortunately. Nothing worth extracting, though. You're welcome to try.
Man, they really wrote that line for the girls, didn't they? For those people romantically interested in Karth. I don't think you can be gay in this game, though, so it's not quite that, you know, it's very 2003 and not very 2019.
Neither was I, to tell the truth. I was on board as an advisor for the most part. The battle began so fast it's anyone's guess as to what actually happened. We lost the ship and a lot of good people. And for what? In the hope that the Jedi powers would save us.
This isn't one of the only games. In Dragon Age 1 you could do this too, but you couldn't talk to your party members in the overworld in any of the Mass Effect games. Only on the ship you could. In this game you can do either, which is I guess kind of a backstep when they went to Mass Effect.
Well, that makes sense. Still, it seems a bit strange that someone who was a last-minute addition to the crew roster is one of the survivors. You were the only one. Not to mention that Bastila's party was the one who requested your transfer. The Jedi requested numerous things when they came on board. I mean, hell, they practically took over the ship, as far as I could tell. Considering your connection to Bastila and the Jedi, whether you know it or not, your presence here seems a little convenient. I'm probably wrong, and this is probably...
Why would you bring it up? It's only part of the core plot of this game.
At face value, however, and I hate surprises.
Why was it like star hate, you know what I mean?
I expect you're right. I've got no real reason to suspect you of anything. Still, it's better to be safe than sorry, right? Look, it has nothing to do with you personally.
He's like all sullen. He's just like,
And no, I'm not going to discuss them, so can we just keep our mind on more important things?
Yeah, cool. You're the one who wanted to have this discussion. Are you happy now? Did this make you feel good? Communication? Nah, but yeah, just always talk with the person that you're with. It's so funny because like this motherfucker's annoying, but
Another patrol heading down.
another patrol heading down.
Gangs will take a shot at anyone.
Those gangs will take a shot at anyone. Muchos Garcias, friend. But yeah, don't ever, I mean, if I had any advice, don't ever let any resentment grow. If you care about any relationship, don't let resentment grow in the middle of it, because it's gonna kill your relationship and you'll hate the person you're with, and then you'll be upset and everything will fall apart. And even if it seems irritating to be talking about things all the time, within reason, just do it, you know, because you should want to. I still see so many people who like date people and they don't communicate, and it doesn't, I mean, most of the time it doesn't even seem like they care, because I think a lot of people that I know are in bad relationships where they cheat on people, or they have inappropriate relationships with exes or people that have had, you know, romantic interest in them in the past. People hitting you up on Snapchat for this or that, or you know, secretly doing things with somebody else even though it would upset the person that you're with to do that. Just doesn't, people are just too dumb in general, and I think as you know, as like generic, I guess, as relationship advice can be, are these Volcar shock sticks, are they good? I don't know. 3 to 8, 4 to 7. It's more consistent. This has... See how numbersy this game is too, though? Like... Yeah, this is 3 to 8. I should equip the longsword. Prototype vibroblade. Yes. Cool. I mean, as typical as it is to like give this kind of advice, like I think it's important for a lot of people, because it's just it kind of sucks to watch people like totally shoot themselves in the foot by not communicating or not doing this or the other. Okay, like here, hold on, motherfucker. Use. It's nice that they have one inventory for everything, so if you like lose a party member, you don't have to worry about what they had on them. Wait, he has, hold up, what the heck? He's got 44 life? What the heck, man? This man's got some constitution. Man, oh man. There you go. Oh shit. Whoops. Cart's naked. What? Where'd your clothes go, homie? I think this has more defense. Alright. Yeah, whatever. Come on, Taco Bell.
What?
But yeah, I don't know, I think that's really important. Don't date people just because you want to fuck them. Like, you don't have to date them to do that. And it's really shitty to like use people for one reason or another. Know what you want before you do stupid shit like trying to get everybody to, you know, trying to date somebody and you're not even like in a place where you can even be in a relationship. Just generally don't be an idiot. It goes for everything though. I think like you need to be in a place where you can actually like commit and, oh god, really, dude? Karth, you got like abilities, don't you? No, don't frag that dude. Just shoot him.
Ready?
This man, like, yeah, of course he has to have dual legs so he can miss 100 times. And then throw my grenade away. Wonderful. Yeah, but there's so many people who aren't ready to be in relationships, and I don't know. I guess the other main point of that whole thing, like I said, was that you should love yourself, you know, like, if you have a lot of, you can't hide anything from somebody that you want to be with, nor should you want to. And there's no point in like trying to do that anyways, because any secret that you have, if you want to have like a fulfilling relationship where you're not going to be able to, or you're not just like half-assing the whole thing and you want to be like totally unguarded, you're just gonna have to accept that this person is gonna know, eventually learn every single thing that you hate, dislike, every annoying thing about you, everything, you know? So, you should just accept that and not be such a fucking dick, you know? So I guess that's my somewhat uninteresting first sort of topic of the day for these things. And yeah. So, next time, Karth shoots more people in his track pants with his flat ass. That guy's got a long back, huh? Anyways, next time. Bye-bye.